Welcome to this week's 15 financial headlines you need to know. Ramaphosa has plans to deal with employment crisis. 11 billion allocated. The president gave confident feedback to Parliament on Friday, but he did not go back to basics as far as economists would have liked. He also hinted at yet more reforms as he predicts massive investments. Cape Town is getting its own stock exchange. For Africa Exchange, a rival to the JSE, is rebranding to become the Cape Town Stock Exchange. Cape Town is putting a lot of effort into becoming the technology capital of SA. Foreigners are withdrawing their money from South Africa, warns JSE. I am concerned about the divestment from SA, and I think that as a country, we need to do more to get a positive narrative out, said JSE's Fourie. The JSE and asset managers know how capital flees our markets, not just foreigners. SA investors now have nearly 3 trillion rand in offshore stocks, nearly 2 trillion more than 5 years ago. A nasty shock for petrol consumers in September. Data pointed to a price cut across the board for fuel. However, adjustments to the slate levy and a retail margin increase mean that motorists will instead be paying more per litre from Wednesday. The rand has topped gains among emerging market currencies. The rand is now seen as less risky. Traders are the least bearish of the rand in more than a year. Inflows return, and after weeks of selling, non-residents are buying South African bonds again. All of this is seen as a signal of calm as rand traders are reducing volatility expectations. SA to participate in BIS Central Bank Digital Currency Experiment. Project Dunbar aims to develop prototypes for a common platform that will enable international settlements in digital fiat currencies. The rapid growth of cryptocurrencies is posing a potential threat to existing monetary regimes and adding urgency to debates. September is Free Wolves Month. In the face of adversity, and as the death toll related to COVID continues to rise, we are reminded that life can be unexpected, and we need to prepare accordingly. More than 75% of South Africans pass away without a valid will in place. Therefore, to encourage more people to take this task seriously and get their affairs in order, you will find that most banks, financial institutions, and legal firms will offer their will drafting services at no cost to clients this month. If you want my help, please shout. Trial of COVID-19 antiviral drug called Codivir to be conducted in SA. In Phase 1, researchers discovered that Codivir had a high safety profile while significantly suppressing viral replication in most of the fully assessed patients. We eagerly await the results of the double-blind studies using Codivir. It may be a breakthrough in the field of antiviral therapy for COVID-19 patients. The United States completed the withdrawal of its forces from Afghanistan on Monday, ending 20 years of war that culminated in the militant Taliban's return to power. The war cost the US $300 million a day for the past 20 years. Some 120 Western military aircraft have potentially been left in the hands of the Taliban, giving the militants more air power than most small NATO member countries. US job growth takes giant step backwards. There's only 235,000 jobs added in August. But other details were fairly strong, such as unemployment rates falling to a 17-month low, wages increasing, and fewer people experiencing long spells of unemployment. Elon Musk says universal basic income is needed because physical work will be a choice in future, and because of the potential rise of robots. Businesses have already turned to automation rather than paying humans for work. Restaurants in the US, struggling to hire workers for months, have turned to QR codes where diners can view menus rather than hiring a waiter to bring them one. US stocks keep climbing the wall of worry. The S&P has gained over 20% year to date. This marks its sixth best year historically. Several risks lie ahead, but there is optimism that earnings should still underpin lofty share prices this year. UK house prices accelerate, with values now 13% higher than before the pandemic. The average home costing over £248,000. That's close to 5 million rand for the average house. The ruling Communist Party has wiped $3 trillion off the market value of its country's biggest companies. But some of the biggest names in asset management say it's still a good time to invest. They say recent regulatory moves were necessary and overdue, and China's growth story remains attractive. A new study reveals what could be cancer's Achilles heel after researchers discovered an enzyme that fuels tumor growth when oxygen levels are low. This study suggests that inhibiting this protein could treat the most lethal kinds of cancer. This discovery will help researchers in the development of drugs that will attack cancerous tumors and their growth. That's it for this week. If you have enjoyed these 15 headlines that I've compiled for you, please let me know by liking, subscribing, commenting, and until we chat again, best wishes.